Hey car enthusiasts, how's it going? It's Gemma from the Accelerate and Drift channel, and today I'm actually going to be doing a review on my car. So this is something you guys voted for on Instagram a little while ago, and I'm finally getting around to doing it, so that's great. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my car, I'm going to be telling you some specs about it, I'm going to be telling you about the engine, the boot, and everything in between. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you do, give it a like, and if you like the channel, then give it a subscribe, and hopefully you guys will stick around for more videos that I do. So this is my Alfa Romeo Giulietta. This is a 2013 model. So this car is actually the progressive model. When this car came out, there were three models that were available. You had the progressive variant, you had the distinctive, which was the middle tier, and you had the Quattrofoglio Verde, which was the highest spec you could get at the time. So something that's really great about this car is the fact that when you want to open the bonnet, and if you want to work on the engine, or you want to put oil in, you want to check your levels of water or anything like that, it's actually pretty great because it has hydraulics. So this is never going to fall on your head. It's wonderful. So this is the Alfa Romeo Turbo Benzina, also known as the T-Jet. This little engine makes 88 kilowatts and it also creates 232 newton meters of torque. And before you ask, yes, I have in fact put this car on a dyno. Those are the exact stats that I got out. Because this car is the base variant, that means that this car is limited in what it has and what it doesn't have. So one of the first things that you can notice is the fact that the windows, mirrors, doors have no chrome. This car has no chrome except for the grille. Something else that's fun about this car is the fact that this door does not have a handle on the door itself. The door is actually hidden in the window, which is great. Not great when I don't close it properly. There we go. Some other great things about this car is that it comes with indicators on the side, which is great, and it's a nice long indicator so no one can ever say that they didn't see you indicating. So something that all Giuliettas are known for is not only this wonderful bubble butt, don't you just love it? It's a beautiful bubble butt, but it is also known for having these stunningly beautiful lights that I love because it's the only car, I think, on planet Earth that has these 69 lights. And as you can see, the boot has no handle. So how do you open the boot, you may ask, because it's not like a VW where it just flips in and you pull up. This is in fact a button. You just press right here on the badge and the boot pops open. So here in the boot of the Giulietta, it actually has a load capacity of 350 litres. Overall practicality, this car is pretty good at what it does. However, it does have this bit of a load lip. So you will be picking things up and over to get it into the boot of the car. And it comes with this load cover bay, which is great. So my car actually sits on a set of 16s. So the tires that I've currently got on my car are 205 by 55 by 16s. But the car looks great in any rim size. I've seen it on slightly smaller, I have seen it on a lot bigger. I've seen a car go all the way up to a size 20. However, I don't suggest it because you get that much tire. And I wouldn't suggest that on any road in South Africa. Otherwise, yeah, these are my rims, pretty standard, but I like them because of the 5-spoke design. It reminds me a little bit of the Ferrari 5-spoke. Looks sort of like a starfish. The seats are pretty comfortable. These are material seats with a nice honeycomb pattern in it. So it's designed to look fairly pretty and it's well enough to support you. However, it is missing a few things like lumbar support that only comes in higher models. You also got a nice little secret spot. Part of the car does feel slightly cheap in certain aspects, and also a part of the car does feel slightly cheap in certain aspects. So like the steering wheel and the dash here, they're both pretty soft to touch and they're great to feel. But then you move on to the doors and here's nice and soft, but everywhere else you get scratchy plastic, which isn't that great to be honest. But also this is nice, it's got this nice silver flush piece on the dashboard, and you get silver also down here by the gearbox, and your gear lever also has silver on it. You've got a nice, comfortable, fairly large glove box, so you are able to hide a whole bunch of things in there if you want. However, the glove box does not have a lock, in my car at least. So if I want something to stay safe, I better find a secret storage compartment somewhere in my car, because everyone can break into my glove box. Yeah, some other nice things about the car. It's got buttons on the steering wheel, so you are able to connect your phone to the car via Bluetooth, and then you are able to do everything without ever needing to look at your phone, so that you don't have to worry if you ever want to call somebody. Your car will connect to your phone and you can make as many calls as you want. So the car also has some, I would say, fairly small door bins. They're not great. You can't put a bottle in them, that for sure. So if you want to hold a bottle, you do have 2 cup holders that you can use. Otherwise, the best thing you're going to do is stuff your phone in there. And something that you need to know about me, I am short. Granted, everyone that meets me knows that I am short. And this seat is actually currently in its lowest sitting position. I'm going to actually show you how high the seat can go from its lowest to its highest. And this should be a lot of fun, because I don't actually know how many clicks it takes to get from lowest to highest. So you can help with me if you want. Otherwise, I'll probably put the number somewhere in the screen. Highest level. So now I can see over the dashboard. No, I'm kidding. One thing you do notice about this car is that when you look around, it's not very bright, it's not very colorful, there's no like intricate colors that they've added in. Alfa did try and address this by adding in some mood lighting. So there are 2 little lights up here in the roof, and those glow red, but only at night. So during the day when you're driving around, you have a piece of silver or some black material to look at, and that's all you get. Also, the audio system, it does work, it works great. It's a lovely audio system. I think it works pretty well for what it does. It's quite functional. So with the Alfa DNA button, it also has this fun feature where if you go into dynamic mode, it will in fact flash. It's not very noticeable during the day. At night, however, when you go into dynamic mode, the dials do actually go very dark, and then they like flash a really bright white, and then it like goes back to a neutral light color. So something that's it's a little bit annoying, but I suppose I can understand why they did it, is that up here in this sun visor, there's no mirror. You don't get a mirror in your sun visor. You get a little piece of plastic, and that's it. That's all you get. Right, now we're on the road. With the car, I would say it's a great little car to have. It's a lovely car if you want to be economical, if you're not looking for something with too much power, but you want to still be able to get around and something that's still fairly quick. So on average, this car consumes 7 liters of petrol per 100 kilometers, and that's actually considered pretty great. It's not the most amazing statistics that anyone's ever heard, but it's still a pretty good statistic for what it's worth. So some things that are great about this car is the fact that due to it being a turbo, when you're driving along, you do actually get to hear the turbo whistle, and it's a lot of fun. It's great, it's a fun feature. You get to enjoy the fact that you actually have a turbo in your car. Driving wise, this car is great. This car is a wonderful car to drive. It's strong, it sticks in the corners, so you have no issues. I myself have actually taken my car around a racetrack several times, and I've never felt like I would ever have a problem. It's very capable, it's very strong, it's got a great sense of where it is on the road, it's planted, so it's definitely a fun car to drive. So another fun feature about this car is the fact that when you go over 20 kilometers per hour, the central locking will actually activate for you, so you don't have to press any buttons or anything. But this car is manual. That does mean it comes with its own manual clutch. And I find that depending on certain manual cars, some of their clutches can be too hard and some of their clutches can actually be too soft. And that can in fact be a problem in both scenarios, because sometimes you're struggling to get the clutch to take, you're struggling to find where the biting point is, and other times it's too easy and you don't really feel connected to the car. With my car, it's different. My car if you try and put the clutch in, but it's got enough weight behind it so that you don't feel like if you just take your foot off the clutch, you're just gonna stall and be left on the side of the road. So that's a great thing. Things about this car: when you're driving, you can use this dial stick here on the right, and you can press the button and you can flip through. You can see how far you've driven, your average fuel consumption, your current fuel consumption, what your average speed has been while you've been driving, your travel time, how long you've been driving for. It gives you the date, so you never forget which day you're on, because I do that a lot. Some days I think it's Wednesday when it's Friday, and some days I think it's Sunday when it's Tuesday. So that's not great. And it also tells you how far you have to drive before you need to fill up with petrol. And that's always helpful, because sometimes I'd like to know, hey, I have 100 kilometers, or hey, I have 50 kilometers, rather than looking at my petrol gauge and going, okay, now how much do I have before I'm stuck? The view out of the car is really, really nice. You don't have many blind spots, if any at all. You have great visibility out of all your mirrors, so side mirrors, rear view mirror, they're all great. You can see out of them no problem. You're not going to have any visibility issues. This car has actually served me really well in certain cases. At one point I did in fact have to drive up a steep embankment, and the embankment was covered in sand. I didn't think the car would be capable of making it up there. I genuinely thought that the car would struggle, and the car proved me wrong. The car did in fact prove me wrong. The car did a fantastic job. It made it up there no problem. So this car could definitely serve you on all terrain. If you need to go somewhere, visit someone, and they perhaps have a sand road near their property, then this car will definitely serve you well. It's got the ability to do everything. It's a great all-rounder. So the nice thing about driving the Alfa Romeo Giulietta is the fact that while you get a fair amount, you get a little bit of wind noise from the tires, but you do that on all cars. And the wind noise it's there, but you can miss it if you look past it. And in the real world, you won't be driving around with the radio off or trying to be as quiet as possible. You'll have your radio on, you'll be jamming to your music, or you'll be listening to people talking, or you'll listen to a podcast, or anything will happen. Anything can happen, anything will happen. In the real world, this car's it's a great real world car. It's a good car. So I actually gave my car a name when I first got it, and I want to know if any of you have given your cars names. I know quite a lot of people that have cars with names, so it's not an unnormal thing. I know a lot of people do it, and my car's name is actually Queen, and I named her that because in my mind she was the queen of the road to me, and that's the reason why I named her Queen. You are not a true car enthusiast until you've owned an Alfa, and I am lucky enough to say that I owned an Alfa first. So that was a great experience for me. This car has been a great experience. I love this car. I don't think I'll be getting rid of this car anytime soon. When I drive this car, I'm smiling. I'm always smiling when I drive my car. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but when I drive my car, it's like freedom. You feel so connected to the car. You really feel the heart and soul and the passion behind the car, and you lose that in certain vehicles. In certain vehicles, you don't feel like it's designed to be driven. It's not designed for a driver. It's designed to be a car, and that really it takes away from the whole experience. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. If you do, then that's great. And if you feel the same feeling, then leave a comment down below. Tell me what car you drive. Tell me what your first car was. Tell me what your experience has been with cars. I would love to know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will get to see you guys pretty soon. Bye! I got a dog squeaking a ball and I got a bike going mad.